10 countries that actually pay you to move there permanently. Secrets governments don't want you to know. This isn't some internet rumor or clickbait fantasy. These are real programs, real money, and real opportunities that most people have absolutely no idea exist. While you're struggling with rising rent prices, expensive healthcare, and wondering if you'll ever afford to buy a home, entire nations are literally writing checks to attract new residents like you. Here's what's wild about this. These aren't desperate countries trying to boost their population with anyone who will show up. We're talking about stable, developed nations with thriving economies that have identified a strategic need for specific types of residents. Some want young professionals, others need families, and many are specifically targeting skilled workers who can contribute to their communities long-term. The catch that isn't really a catch is simple. These countries have done the math. They know that bringing in motivated, educated people creates more economic value than the upfront investment costs. It's not charity, it's smart economics. And right now, while most Americans are completely unaware these programs exist, you could be positioning yourself to take advantage of opportunities that might not be around forever. So buckle up, because we're about to explore 10 legitimate ways to get paid for making one of the biggest life changes you'll ever consider. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew about international relocation. Starting at number 10, we have Italy, and this one will blow your mind. The Italian government isn't just welcoming new residents, they're practically begging people to move to certain regions. Small towns throughout southern Italy are offering up to 30,000 euros just for relocating there. That's real money, not tax credits or vouchers, actual cash payments deposited into your account. But here's the fascinating part most people miss. These aren't tourist trap locations or remote villages with no infrastructure. Many of these towns have rich histories, beautiful architecture, and all the modern amenities you'd expect. The reason they're paying people to move there is simple: demographics. Young Italians have been migrating to major cities for decades, leaving these smaller communities with aging populations and empty houses. What makes this even more attractive is that Italy has recently streamlined their visa processes for remote workers and retirees. You can maintain your current job, work remotely, and collect that relocation bonus while living in one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Imagine getting paid 30,000 euros to wake up every morning surrounded by rolling hills, incredible food, and a culture that values quality of life over everything else. The application process is surprisingly straightforward. Most towns require proof of income, a clean background check, and a commitment to stay for at least 3 years. Some even throw in additional perks like free Italian language classes, assistance with housing, and connections to local business network. Number 9 takes us to Canada, specifically the province of Saskatchewan. Now, before you start thinking about harsh winters and isolation, hear me out. Saskatchewan has launched one of the most generous immigration incentive programs in North America, and they're targeting exactly the kind of people who are watching videos like this. The Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program offers direct pathways to permanent residency, but here's where it gets interesting. They're also providing substantial settlement grants that can reach $15,000 per family. This isn't a loan you have to pay back, it's a welcome gift designed to help you establish yourself in your new home. But wait, there's more. Saskatchewan has some of the lowest housing costs in Canada, combined with a surprisingly robust job market. The province is experiencing significant economic growth in technology, agriculture, and natural resources. They need people, and they're willing to pay for them. What really sets Saskatchewan apart is their approach to integration. They don't just hand you money and wish you luck. The program includes job placement assistance, language training if needed, and mentorship programs that pair new immigrants with established community members. It's like having a personal support network built right into your relocation package. The climate might not be Mediterranean, but the economic opportunities and quality of life more than make up for a few extra months of winter. Plus, Canadian healthcare, education systems, and social services are consistently ranked among the best in the world. Number 8 brings us to Switzerland, and yes, you read that correctly. Switzerland, one of the wealthiest countries on Earth, is actually paying people to move to certain regions. The town of Alpine made international headlines by offering $50,000 to families willing to relocate there permanently. Now, Switzerland isn't doing this because they're desperate. They're doing it because they're incredibly strategic about population management. Certain Alpine communities have seen younger residents move to urban centers, and local governments recognize that maintaining vibrant communities requires proactive measures. The Swiss approach is typically Swiss, meaning it's well-organized, thoroughly planned, and designed for long-term success. Recipients of these relocation incentives aren't just getting money, they're getting integration into communities with some of the highest standards of living on the planet. Consider what $50,000 means in the context of Swiss quality of life. You're getting world-class healthcare, education systems that consistently rank #1 globally, infrastructure that makes other developed nations look amateur, and economic stability that's legendary. The requirements are strict but fair. You need to be under 45 years old, commit to staying for at least 10 years, and demonstrate that you can contribute to the local community. But if you qualify, you're not just getting paid to move, you're getting paid to join one of the most successful societies in human history. Number 7 takes us to Chile, a country that's been quietly building one of the most attractive immigration programs in South America. The Chilean government has created the Startup Chile program, which provides up to $40,000 in funding for entrepreneurs willing to relocate and launch their businesses there. But here's what makes Chile special. This isn't just about startups. The country has expanded these incentive programs to include remote workers, retirees, and skilled professionals across multiple industries. They've recognized that attracting international talent creates economic growth that benefits everyone. Chile offers an incredibly stable political environment, a growing economy, and geographic diversity that ranges from desert landscapes to alpine regions. The cost of living is significantly lower than North America or Europe, meaning that $40,000 incentive goes much further than you might expect. The business environment in Chile is surprisingly sophisticated. They have strong legal protections for foreign investors, excellent internet infrastructure, and a growing community of international professionals who have made similar moves. You're not pioneering into unknown territory, you're joining an established network of people who have successfully made this transition. What really sets Chile apart is their long-term vision. They're not just trying to boost short-term immigration numbers. They're building sustainable programs designed to attract people who will contribute to Chilean society for decades to come. Number 6 brings us to New Zealand, and their approach to paid relocation is both generous and strategic. Certain regions of New Zealand are offering substantial relocation packages that can reach $25,000, plus additional benefits like job placement assistance and housing support. New Zealand isn't doing this randomly. They've identified specific skills shortages and regional development needs, then created targeted programs to address them. If your background aligns with their needs, you could find yourself not just getting paid to move, but moving to a country that's actively invested in your success. The quality of life in New Zealand is legendary. We're talking about a country with stunning natural beauty, political stability, excellent healthcare, and a culture that prioritizes work-life balance. Getting paid to move there isn't just a financial opportunity, it's a lifestyle upgrade. New Zealand's immigration process is known for being thorough but fair. They want people who will contribute to their communities long-term, and they're willing to invest upfront to make that happen. The relocation incentives are just the beginning. Many regions also offer ongoing support for housing, education, and business development. The geographic isolation that some people worry about is actually one of New Zealand's greatest strengths. You're joining a society that's developed incredible self-sufficiency, innovation, and community spirit precisely because they can't rely on neighboring countries for everything. Number 5 takes us to Portugal, which has created one of Europe's most attractive programs for international residents. While Portugal is famous for its Golden Visa program, they've also launched regional incentive programs that provide direct cash payments to people willing to move to less populated areas. These payments can reach 15,000 euros plus additional benefits like tax incentives, housing assistance, and business development support. Portugal isn't just trying to boost their population numbers, they're strategically developing regions that have tremendous potential but need more residents to unlock it. What makes Portugal exceptional is the combination of European Union membership, incredibly low cost of living, excellent climate, and a culture that's genuinely welcoming to international residents. Your relocation incentive money goes much further in Portugal than it would in most other European countries. The Portuguese approach to integration is particularly thoughtful. They provide language learning support, cultural orientation programs, and connections to local business networks. They want new residents to succeed, and they've built systems to make that happen. Portugal's location gives you easy access to the rest of Europe, Africa, and the Americas. You're not isolating yourself by moving there, you're positioning yourself at a global crossroads with incredible travel and business opportunities. Number 4 brings us to Japan, and their approach might surprise you. Japan has launched several regional revitalization programs that offer substantial financial incentives to people willing to move to smaller cities and rural areas. Some of these programs provide up to $30,000 in relocation support, plus additional benefits like housing assistance and job placement help. Japan's demographic challenges are well documented, but what's less known is how proactively they are addressing them. These aren't desperate measures, they are strategic investments in communities that have incredible potential but need more working-age residents to thrive. The cultural experience of living in Japan is unlike anywhere else in the world. You're joining a society with thousands of years of continuous development, incredible attention to detail, and social systems that prioritize collective well-being. The learning experience alone is worth the move. Japan's infrastructure is legendary. High-speed rail, fiber optic internet, healthcare systems that deliver better outcomes at lower costs, and cities designed around walkability and public transportation. Your quality of life improvements go far beyond the initial relocation payment. Business opportunities in Japan are particularly interesting for international residents. The country is actively seeking foreign perspectives and skills to help them navigate global markets and technological changes. Number 3 takes us to Estonia, a country that's quietly become one of Europe's most innovative and attractive destinations. Estonia offers digital nomad visas, startup incentives, and regional development programs that can provide up to €20,000 in relocation support. Estonia's digital infrastructure is among the most advanced in the world. This is the country that gave us Skype, and they've built their entire society around digital efficiency. You can handle most government services online, start a business in minutes, and access banking and healthcare systems that make other countries look decades behind. The Estonian approach to immigration is refreshingly straightforward. They want talented, motivated people, and they're willing to pay for them. But they've also created systems that make integration smooth and successful. It's not just about getting you there, it's about helping you thrive once you arrive. Living costs in Estonia are significantly lower than Western Europe, but the quality of life is comparable or better. You get European Union membership, excellent education systems, universal healthcare, and a culture that values innovation and entrepreneurship. Estonia's location gives you easy access to Scandinavia, Russia, and the rest of Europe. You're positioning yourself in a region that's economically dynamic and culturally rich. Number 2 brings us to Australia, specifically their regional migration programs. Australia is offering substantial incentives for people willing to move to regional areas, with some programs providing up to $25,000 in relocation support, plus additional benefits like job guarantees and housing assistance. Australia's approach is sophisticated and well-funded. They've identified specific regions with growth potential and skills shortages, then created comprehensive programs to attract the right people. This isn't just about getting you to move, it's about setting you up for long-term success. The Australian quality of life is world-renowned. Excellent healthcare, education systems, political stability, and a culture that values outdoor activities and work-life balance. The regional areas offering these incentives often have lower living costs but maintain high standards of infrastructure and services. Australia's economy is incredibly stable and diverse. They've successfully navigated global economic challenges that devastated other countries, and they continue to offer opportunities across multiple industries and skill levels. The immigration process in Australia is thorough but designed to identify people who will contribute positively to Australian society. If you qualify for these regional programs, you're not just getting financial incentives, you're getting a pathway to one of the world's most successful societies. Number 1 on our list is Canada's Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program, and this one offers the most comprehensive package we've seen. Participating communities are offering up to $30,000 in direct relocation incentives, plus job guarantees, housing assistance, language training, and long-term integration support. What makes this program extraordinary is the level of community involvement. These aren't government bureaucrats trying to hit immigration targets. These are actual communities that have identified their needs and created programs to attract people who can help them grow and thrive. The Canadian advantage goes beyond just the financial incentives. You're getting access to universal healthcare, excellent education systems, political stability, and a culture that celebrates diversity and inclusion. Canada consistently ranks among the best countries in the world for quality of life, and these programs give you a direct pathway there. The communities participating in this program aren't remote outposts with no amenities. Many are thriving smaller cities with growing economies, cultural attractions, and all the services you'd expect. They're offering these incentives because they're growing and need more people, not because they're struggling to survive. Canada's immigration system is designed for long-term success. They want people who will become permanent residents and eventually citizens. The support systems built into these programs reflect that long-term thinking. The opportunities we've just covered represent some of the most generous relocation incentives available anywhere in the world. These aren't temporary programs or marketing gimmicks. These are strategic investments by forward-thinking governments that understand the value of attracting motivated, skilled residents. What's particularly exciting is that most of these programs are expanding rather than contracting. As more countries recognize the economic benefits of strategic immigration incentives, we're likely to see even more opportunities emerge in the coming years. The key to taking advantage of these programs is understanding that they're not just about the money. They're about joining communities and countries that are actively invested in your success. When a government is willing to pay you to move there, they're making a statement about their confidence in their society and their commitment to helping you thrive. If any of these opportunities sparked your interest, the next step is researching the specific requirements and application processes. Many of these programs have limited spaces or specific qualification criteria, so early action often provides the best opportunities. Remember, the biggest risk isn't applying and getting rejected. The biggest risk is never exploring these possibilities and wondering years from now what might have been different if you'd been bold enough to consider a change this significant.